really got started the same way, but I definitely hell yeah, like I I fell in. I didn't fall into it. I was like, I want to be a planner. I want to be a wedding planner,
Mm-hmm.
and I was like dead set on being a wedding planner. And then, um, I wanted to work. I had like this goal. Like I'm one of those people that's very goal oriented, but I want to come through the back door. So I've always been a backdoor type of girl, and I started working for a catering company here in Atlanta, big catering company. At one point I would say it was like the number one catering company here.
Mm-hmm.
Went to work for them. They had a decor side, and their decor side was like all white girls,
Mm-hmm.
all white girls,
Mm-hmm.
and the black people, they washed dishes, they washed the vases, they cleaned up the gook from the candles. Like people don't see that part, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so they did all of that. And I was like, I just want to be in the room, so that's fine, I'll do it. So I did that, and I got the opportunity to help them open a new venue space. So when they opened a new venue space, they were like, "Hey, we need some hands to do flowers." Now, funny part is, I'm naturally creative, so I just want to do some shit. So I'm like, "Okay, let's go. I want to do it." I end up doing this chair, and they were like, "Oh, like you super creative." Yeah. So they gave me opportunity. I put flowers all over this chair, and it ended up being a success. They brought me in to wash dishes. And one day they had some extra flowers left over from a wedding, and I did a flower arrangement for a table. And one of the senior floral designers was a black lady, but she was a contract worker, so she didn't work there so often. So she saw my work. They saw my work that next day, and they were like, "Oh my God, who did this? It's so beautiful." And I was like, "Me." And
Mm-hmm.
she was like, "Hey," she like literally grabbed me and was like, "Hey, I'm gonna teach you everything I know, and I'm gonna teach you how to run with the business." Now I can say in this business, especially in Atlanta, I have had a great success of meeting women that are African American that are willing to help. Now,
Mm-hmm.
that is when I'm trying to figure it out. Once I got my bearings and my work started to show up, then the game changes.
Mm-hmm.
And I had to I learned the hard way versus learning the right way to stop trying to friend zone everybody when this is a business. I.e.
Yep.
why I do not want business now. And I'm
Yeah.
very comfortable with saying that, because at one point I was like, "Oh no, everybody's my friend. Hey friend, hey friend,
Yeah.
hey." And
Yeah.
then realized like we all in competition. Oh, you don't like me. Why didn't you just tell me you didn't like me? Like, why you
Yeah.
gotta, okay, cool.
Yeah.
So now when I look at flowers, especially when your work shows up, like it's one thing when you out here rapping it on Instagram and you making a little rose bouquet and kikiing, but when you show up and, and the creativity show up,
Mm-hmm.
the claws come out and it be like,
Yes.
whoa. I just
Yes.
I just like doing flowers. I didn't know it was that deep. I didn't
Yeah.
know that, like shit.
Yeah.
Let's just do flowers.
Yeah.
And I think where I have gotten to a place is it like, there's a movie, I can't think of the name of the movie right now, but it was a movie where it's like, it's not fun anymore. It literally
Mhm.
became where it was like, I don't want to do this. I'm waking up and I hate my job. And how I hate my job and I'm a business owner. What in the
Yeah.
hell? Let's
Yeah.
not do this no more.
Yeah.
Like, and so I just thought it was so cool when you were just like, one, I thought it was cool because I'm coding what I'm about to say.
Oh, because we're on
I thought it was
recording.
cool because yes, I thought it was cool because I had reached out to a few florists in Memphis once I was considering moving back to Memphis. My family owns a funeral home there, or are affiliated with a funeral home, so I had room to work in a funeral home. But a friend of mine had moved there, put me on to this like illustrious group of Black women as I blink my eyes. And I was like, okay, great. I did 2 events there. Both of them were free.
In Memphis.
And,
or at the thing.
And both of them in Memphis. And
When you
both
say
of the
both of them are
events,
free, what do
both
you mean?
events were free.
You chose not to charge?
Like, no.
Hold on. Both of them were free, meaning if you chose not to charge, they thought that you were doing them for free.
They said they could not afford it for free.
Well, then I can't give you no flowers, Ranisha.
But I'm going to put you on in the city.
No, you're not. That's fine. And that's fine. But the best way you can put me on is to pay me for the work that I do. Because I don't need to be put on in the city. I can go work in the funeral home and get paid because you know why? Because somebody dying every day. I'm going to have work to do every day.
So we did that event. It was, girl. And if we'll have to come all the way off the phone, off the record to talk about that one, because I was like, wait, for real? Like,
I'm pretty sure I already know.
And then I ended up doing another. And then I did another event for a classmate, former classmate. And that event was even more hysterical because it was like, oh, no, how it was explained was, hey, you got a business. You can promote your business at this event. I know you're trying to break into the market in Memphis. I'm in the market in New York. I'm in the market in LA. I'm in the market in Atlanta. I'm in the market in DC. Not trying to be funny. I don't need to be in the market in Memphis. So when it was said to me, I was like, okay, cool. I can kind of do this just so I can have footing here. It'll make sense. And my family wanted me to have more business going into Memphis anyway. Let's just say I did the event and it was other vendors at the event as well. Those vendors, it was one florist there outside of me. Those people had a following. And she belittled the shit out of me the entire event. Oh, your flowers are so cute. Where'd you get your flowers from? Oh, how long you been doing this? And I immediately was like, okay, like, and one of my cousins was like, you should just be cocky and tell her, like, let her know. And I'm just like, but I don't, like, I'm not trying to. Yeah, it didn't matter. And once that happened, after that event, I knew I was like, okay, I'm not meant for Memphis, and that's okay. And I'm not mad about it. I tried very hard. And so to see you in Memphis, in that market, knowing what that market can do to a person is like a standing ovation. And not only that, we're going into the actual real part of the conversation. And then to know that you dope at the job, you have integrity about it, and you're building a community, as crazy. It's like, oh my God, hats off, standing ovation. Like I truly give you a standing ovation because you are doing something that a lot of people are not even doing. A lot of people are just like, hey, I'm selling flowers and I'm going on about my business. You're not just selling flowers. You are literally building a community, building art around flowers, and it is freaking phenomenal. So I just wanted to say that. But let me jump in real quick and let me do this real fast so we can get to it. Okay, cool beans. Let's do the fun things. Yes. Welcome to the Women Who Gather, a series by Floral and Spice celebrating the women who create more than space, they create belonging. Gathering has always been a form of storytelling. It happens around the kitchen tables, in gardens, through shared meals, and in moments where people come together to celebrate, heal, create, and connect. In this series, we're highlighting women who understand what they build is not just a business. It is a place where people can experience community, beauty, and connection. Today, I am honored to sit with the owner and founder of Maine Wilding, a floral artistry and entrepreneur creating intentional experiences through the art of flowers in Memphis. Through fine art, floral design, workshops, weddings, events, and community, she has created a brand that reminds us flowers are not simply something we arrange, they are something we experience. I'm so excited to have you. Let me say that. I know we've
Yeah.
already started, we've already kind of been in good conversation, but I'm so glad you're here. I want you to introduce yourself. I did this whole thing, but I want you to introduce yourself as well.
I love that. Thanks for having me. I am Versuhka. I'm the main wildling. I founded the main wildling in 2020 as an ode to my grandfather, whose nickname was Maine. His name was Charles Maine Coleman. And he was the first person that I knew that just had such a reverence for land, for cultivating, nurturing things, the ground, people, places. And so I was lucky enough, like thought God thought enough of me to make me his granddaughter and experience a lot of things firsthand in the way in which we drive our communities forward, the way that we honor legacy, the things that we build, and the things that we leave behind. And so that is really the ethos of my brand. I call it a heritage lifestyle brand. Someone told me a couple of weeks ago that just like your brand is like a walking, what's the word where you, a walking, dang it. Now that I'm trying to tell you, I can't even remember. But basically, like I live in the ancestral plane. I live in the ancestral plane. Like it's just a walking ancestral homage, basically. And I was like, is it? And she was like, yes, girl, it is.
It
So yeah,
definitely is.
um,
It is.
I receive that
I,
for
I, I
sure.
literally love your content.
Oh,
I love
thank
everything about your
you.
content. I know sidebar, but it is literally a story. Yeah, it is definitely a story to the ancestors. It's like
It's
black
true.
girl
That's
living
true.
in real linen colored clothing,
Oh
playing in the
yes.
garden outside. And that is literally every time I look at it, I'm just like, oh my God, I just feel like I'm supposed to go outside and play in this beautiful dress with no shoes on,
You
pick
are.
some flowers, take
Yes.
food, and go back in the house and cook me a really nice, healthy meal. Like literally
Yes.
every time I see your content, that's how I feel.
And sit under the
And then
fan.
now you done added the
No
matcha.
air.
It has become crazy.
Yes.
So let me ask a few questions and then we will go from there.
Okay.
Every gathering begins with a story. What
Mm.
inspired you to create Main Wilding and how has your journey shaped the business as it is today?
I think initially I don't think I realized that was something that would be bigger than me just saying like, "Oh, I want to learn the art of floral design." I think from the moment that I decided like, "Oh, I'm gonna call it the main wildling because I'm the oldest grandchild and it's an ode to you and I'm the main wildling," it took form in its own way. And so little anecdotes or things that I would share as a result of things that were imparted upon me from my elders and my ancestors, it was who it was. And so I just approach a lot of things with storytelling. So I think the most critical thing about this is in around May of 2020, just after George Floyd got shot, I was walking behind my house in the alleys. And of course, in 2020, we were all inside. So I spent a lot of time in that house by myself. I spent a lot of time in those alleys and I was sad. And I remember like picking the flowers, got some bad ones, got some rashes that we don't even want to talk about. I learned the value of gloves during that season, but I started arranging them in my house. I just started arranging them in my house and putting them on Instagram. And people were messaging me like, "Are you doing flowers now? Can I buy these?" And I was like, "No, I'm just putting this in the bathroom for a picture to put on Pinterest." So at that point, I talking to my grandfather one day, like one Sunday, like, "I've been making these arrangements. Let me show you. And I've been foraging these flowers and people want to buy them. And, if I can grow my own flowers, I can cut out the middleman. I have 100% profit." And he's like, Whoa, Nelly. Not exactly, but I see where you're going. So I was like, we need a flower farm. Um, and I think the backstory is important. I'm gonna tell you why. So I'm like, oh, we need a flower farm. I'm gonna get these books. There was a local florist who had a shop at the time. Her name was Kristen at Everbloom, and I would go to this woman's shop, Ranisha, sometimes for the mere sake of just going in there and seeing her, allowing her to see me, knowing that I wanted to get into florals. I would buy things I didn't need. But what I found the most value in were the Florette coffee table books. Because it talked about a lady from the Pacific Northwest who started really a floral empire from micro farming on half an acre of land. And I got acres. So I'm like, oh, we could do something. And so I get these flowers. And in the meantime, I'm like, I want to learn how to design. So that was like May 2020. Fast forward to September, end of September, my grandmother had a stroke. She passed away 3 days later. 5 days after that, my grandfather passed away in his sleep at home. So this was October of 2020. And
Wait,
so,
what?
yeah, we had a double
Okay.
funeral.
Okay.
We had a double funeral. My mom was in year 2 of her breast cancer battle. Like, and this is what I'm trying to tell you. Like, sometimes stories that are told have to take hold of you first in a way that you can then tell
Oh
them.
wow.
And that is what happened to me. I had the most beautiful life, the most beautiful upbringing, the most loving family. And in
Oh
2020,
wow.
the life that I had always known was begin to just unravel. And so florals really became a way for me to channel my lament grief through the loss of my grandparents in the beginning, early stages. And so a lot of the storytelling that I would tell was being reflective of things that had happened my whole life because the two most important people to me were gone. And I think that my grandmother, I had it was initial shock. I had some days to sit with it. She went into hospice, beautiful transition. I watched her take her last breath. My grandfather was a shock. So I think for the first probably 10 months after they were gone, I could have some resolution with my grandma, but my grandfather, I was in a complete state of shock. And my grandfather was the most prominent male figure in my life. So I was heartbroken. So the only thing that I could do was recount stories and memories and da da da. And the only way that I found peace and solitude was just like doing flowers. And so that's what I did. And that's
I
how
think
I
that's so. That's crazy. Okay, keep going, keep going. I like.
so
Go ahead, go ahead. You just gave me an aha moment. Go ahead.
okay, sorry. So yeah, that's really how I fell into it hard. And at the time I was still working my corporate job. I would do it on the weekends. And then in 2021, something just shifted. It was like all of our powers combined type of thing. And people started reaching out to me like, oh, can you do flowers for this event? Oh, can you do this? And I realized I had a natural talent, but I also am a person that's forever a student. So I didn't want I sought out opportunities to where it's like, okay, I know I like this design style. I know I'm in the South, but I like wildflowers. Like I grew up outside in a field. I don't like hydrangeas. I could care less about a rose. Like I just I don't really, I'd rather put
Oh,
this vine and this tree
we are so
branch.
specific.
Yeah. Like I'd
Yeah,
rather put
we
this
are so
vine
specific.
in this branch in this pot and I'm gonna flip this upside down, but like don't come over here talking to me about no hydrangeas and no roses. And so I quickly learned that my design
Ooh,
style was not southern. Were you about to ask me a question?
I think okay. So you did a lot, right? And
Mm.
we got to go back a lot, but I think what it, oh, girl, we can go there. We can go a long time. I
Yeah,
think what's crazy is that you said how we remember things is by telling stories through our experiences. And I will be honest, like my mom died suddenly when I was 10. So like I remember when I was a kid and they put me in therapy and trying to process my mom taking me to school and I never see my mom again.
Yep.
And my mom did flowers. So when I was a kid, she would do these god awful silk arrangements.
Oh.
And so I used to be in the house like, this is so ugly. But I guess I can kind of take it in. So to hear you just give your story, first of all, that is wild. That is
Mhm.
a story to tell people. And then two, to back up to the two-piece combo,
Yeah.
my favorite flower is a ranunculus. Let me start there.
Same. Yeah.
I knew that right. I knew that I did not mesh well because I didn't like the two-piece combo. And people used to always be like, "What's the two-piece combo?" And I used to be like, "Oh, the hydrangea and rose special." Like, and it's something about the melanins that like the two-piece combo. It is literally like you gotta have it.
It's the
Like
melanins
you don't.
and
There is a
it's
million other flowers.
yeah. It's the melanins and the YTs. Like,
It's
especially
so
Southern. It's
it's like, oh my God, like let's do that in the baby's breath. You add baby's breath is like the
a baby.
coleslaw to the
I
two
feel
piece
like
special. It's
anybody
like,
who
oh yeah.
knows me knows if you say baby's breath to me, like game over. Like turn the Nintendo off. Like we're done. This is not. No. No. I'm not
So
doing
I
it.
can so because I have been a florist for 13 years, I can kind of laugh and make this joke, right? So my first couple of weddings were like baby's breath, like to the nines, like the baby's breath um wedding bouquets that were in the ball, the arches with the wedding bouquets, and the baby's breath and the hydrangea
Yes.
arrangements. Like I had it down to a
Yes.
science.
No.
But it wasn't until I had somebody challenge my norm of using baby's breath that changed the trajectory of how I looked at baby's breath. I had a client that was BITCH, but she loved baby's breath. And she was like, I want to see him arched in the thing. And she paid me for art. Like I gotta
Mhm.
give her that. She did pay me for art. And when I say I complained for weeks about that one, but it's probably one of the best pictures that went viral for me on Instagram because she pushed me and challenged me in a place that I didn't want to be in. I knew for a fact I hated baby's breath. I also knew that baby's breath is more money. You spend more money on having a baby's breath arrangement than just going to get regular flowers.
Mhm.
Like if we were to educate somebody seriously, like you think, oh, I'm being cheap because I am able to get baby's breath and use baby's breath. No,
That and greenery.
you need a lot of baby's breath to make an impact. So it was just so weird. But like I literally did this cascading, like it was supposed to be like a cascading cloud in the like coming from the sky to the floor, but
Mhm.
like it was so beautiful. And the colors went from ombres. So like I had a really good vendor out of Miami. And she ended up sending all the colors out and it was just gorgeous. But like other than that, that baby's breath, that hydrangea, that rose, I agree.
Baby.
We are agreeing.
No.
We are in agreement of that. Okay,
Oh
so my
God.
next question is because we could go all day. Your work goes beyond designing beautiful arrangements. You create experiences through flowers. What do you hope people feel when they encounter your work, whether at workshops, pop-ups, weddings, or special events? Let me say this, and let me give insight to this. One of the things that I love that you do, I think it's like you do like the matcha thing. I think it's like matcha Mondays.
Mhm. Matcha morning.
Matcha
Yeah.
Monday is that is something super cute, especially in a city that doesn't is not like vibrant for that.
Yeah.
When I come home, one of the biggest places I like going is Comeback Coffee. I used to go all the time. I don't know if they're still
Yeah.
open. I think they
No,
were
and they come
closed
down to watch
or
your
whatever.
mornings. Hayes and Amy. Shout out to Hayes and Amy.
I used to love going there.
Yeah.
And so to watch you build this community, what made you do that? Like, what made you get to that place of building that?
I think it honestly it was wanting to have the experience of the things that I loved to do that fill my time when I'm not in Memphis that I felt like people deserve to have. And like there's like this sense of like we deserve to have beautiful flowers, we deserve to have beautiful spaces, beautiful experiences, like the communal part of it. Um my mom passed away in 2022. And I think for so long, yeah, girl, that's what I'm trying to tell you. Um DB, so yeah. Um, I think for so long, even right now to this very moment, there is a part of me that craves connection and community because everything like just tilted for me. Not even tilted, like flipped upside down on its head. And what your safe spaces are, your beauty spaces are, the things that make you feel good. I have to begin to recreate all of those things. And so it was like, well, let me just have this offering of things that I love, of curating goods, of creating a safe space, introducing um and through flowers. And it's just like we deserve to have beautiful flowers too, and giving people their flowers. Like art. I love art. I I just really hate thrown together things. And I felt like for a lot of times the way that I saw flowers in spaces and places, it felt very thrown together at home. Um and I say that with love, but there are very few people that were doing floral design at the way that I felt like, oh my God, I want to do that. Or this is so beautiful. Or this is different. This is pushing forward. This is art. Um, Very few. It was probably one.
But I also think, yeah, I was gonna say it's one, and I think we're thinking the same person. I also think that there is no challenge via the customer. Let me be honest. I think that I'm from Memphis, born and raised, but I stay in Atlanta.
Mm-hmm.
I've always said Atlanta's like the city cousin and Memphis like the country cousin.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
so I do believe that Memphis does a great job with looking outwardly versus embracing the art within, right? Because one of the
Mm-hmm.
cool things about Memphis is Memphis got culture for days. Like
Mm-hmm.
people always talk about New Orleans culture or like Atlanta's culture, but like Memphis culture is kind of what based the two of the cultures.
Mm-hmm.
And I know I'm gonna get pushed back, and I really don't even care because I'm Memphis all day, so we can go all day about that. But what is so striking to me is that you the country cousin, so like be your own entity. Like there are people that are there that really could do some damage in the floral art side of things. Like the artistry of flowers, because like we love to say we floral designers because you've taken the name of being a, like somebody told me I was a florist because I worked at a flower shop. And I was like, okay. Like I didn't know there was a difference, but I
Oh
guess
no,
it's like masseuse
there's
and
a
massage
difference.
therapists.
Yeah,
And,
there's a
and I
difference.
was like, okay. And I was like, okay, well, hey, there is a difference. I don't know, like whatever. But what I do know is I've watched a lot of the florists come out of Memphis, and a lot of them are replicating and duplicating what they
Each other's
see
work.
in a.
Yeah.
And so it's like, this is not a challenge. This is just you saw it on Pinterest, your customer, and you're not pushing your customer either. Like one of the cool things about being one an entrepreneur and being two the artist is that you give them the opportunity to say, hey, let's try this. This may be weird. And if they're comfortable and they know you and you've given them a great rapport, sky's the limits, especially
Mhm.
in a space like Memphis. Like you got so much to play with. I just wouldn't put all my ducks in a row in one specific look just based upon my clients said that this is what they want.
Yeah, and I think
So
that's
and I
why
think you
it's been so challenging sometimes. Starting out, like, to say like at year 5, 6, you really like nestle into like your look to where I stand on it. I got an email that I sent just this morning. I'm sorry, this is not my design style. I'm not about to be stressed trying to create something that you sent me off Pinterest. I'm not about to be frustrated because I don't like how it looks and I done spent so much time and I don't want a photo of it to post anywhere. Like I'm not going to do that. And sometimes it could have been a situation where I cut off my nose to spite my face because I'm not gonna do that. If you want roses and hydrangeas, I got 10 people I can tell you off the top of my head that do beautiful work. It's not taking anything away from them. But I can tell you who's not doing it. And that's me. Like I'm just gonna dance to the beat of my own drum and my people will find me. And has that been hard in the southern market? Yes. But it also has
yes.
set me apart now so that when you see my work, people automatically know that it's mine. And that to me is
So
more valuable.
I'm going to I have to stop because the other person, it's another person that was supposed to be behind you. I pushed her to one and pushed her to
Oh,
1:30. And so
bless.
she has a call at 2. So
Okay.
I want us, we have to come back to this. And I mean like in the next 30 minutes. So let me
I'm
do
gonna be
her,
here.
come back to you. Okay, cool. I'll text you in like 30 minutes. Let me get her
Okay.
done because I have another question, but it got something to do with what we're talking about. But it's what is your next? And so sit in that
Girl.
and what
Okay.
your next look like.
Okay.
Yeah, like cause you outside right now,
I'm outside.
and we're not
Yes.
gonna say where you at. But
I'm
you
outside
are
and
definitely out. Like you
somebody
literally.
ordered flowers for a really very sad, but for a huge producer in the industry. And little old me, they contacted little old me to do a spray for them.
Did
You
you
know,
do his flowers?
no, I did flowers for a rapper that wanted to send him flowers. And this rapper is
Got it.
having a time right now, honey. Okay. Glow, whatever he on, I'm on. Okay. Gang, gang. That's how I feel because when I tell you the boy is glued up. And his manager, I was like, oh, I could come to LA. I